So today we are taking a few minutes to hear from Zach Wiggins, a current PsyD student at MSP, about how he got started with research. For many students, the idea of beginning a research project can feel overwhelming at first. And so hearing about how others have found a way into the research process can make it feel more approachable. So thank you, Zach, for taking the time to share a bit about your experience and your journey into research.
Perfect. Well, thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Definitely. So what first sparked your interest in research?
So I first got into research in undergrad, actually, when I was getting my bachelor's in psychology. I joined a research project with one of my professors there, and I was on that research team for 2 years. It was much slower pace, but it was a good kind of first step into research. And then once I transitioned to the master's program here at MSP, kind of a very similar experience. One of the professors, Dr. Buzzlitz, kind of opened up that door for me and offered for me to join a research team with her. So it was one of those things kind of taken under the wing by professors, meeting other students and working in a collaborative team there that started the process, and then that's kind of continued throughout my time in the PsyD program, whether it was on research teams or kind of getting the experience under my belt for like my own research or my dissertation. But it was really done honestly just by approaching professors that were having research labs or had interests that were similar to mine, and starting some of those conversations that got me into it.
So it sounds like you took the initiative to reach out to your professors to inquire about any research opportunities.
I think MSP does a really good job too, because I did take the initiative of reaching out, but there was a lot of professors that also reached out to specific students. So it kind of was a two-way street, and they were very open and willing to chat about this or talk about this, or if they knew that you wanted to look into something specifically, they would help you support that process.
So it sounds like from your perspective, you felt that there was like an atmosphere of research here at MSP that made it easier to maybe get involved.
100%. And I think that atmosphere at MSP, I've been here for 4.5 years now at this point. I've seen it kind of grow and transition over that time, of being more approachable for students, easier for students to get involved, which has been a kind of a neat thing throughout my time here.
Thank you for that perspective. Were there any early challenges, and how did you overcome them?
I think there's been challenges the entire time. Research is not my forte or like my specific interest. It's kind of a byproduct of getting my doctorate. But I know like future oriented, I want to work in more clinical settings. So it was never something that I was overly passionate about. So I think just getting over that initial hurdle of I can do this, there is support around here, there is people that can help guide me, whether it's a knowledge gap or information or just honestly getting started. Because sometimes with research, especially when you're in those early stages, it's hard just to know where to start. So that was probably the biggest early challenge. But once again, I think with like the support and the culture and the community, whether from other students, part of the research team, or kind of the leading professors, was really helpful throughout that.
I never would have guessed that research is not your forte. And I think that really speaks to the environment that we have here at MSP that allows you to grow into a researcher, even if that's not something that you initially envisioned yourself doing.
I would say 100%. I think the biggest thing for me is now I have more competency and skills in there that I wasn't maybe initially seeking. But now I feel much more equipped in some research aspects that I never thought I was going to I guess, pursue or get out of this time.
So it definitely sounds like it was almost like a developmental thing for you in terms of the research process.
100%. And I think throughout every step of the way, professors, faculty, other students were able to meet me where I was at and then help me build those skills, whether it was my first time seeing this type of design or model or statistical analysis, or I'd been doing it before. They were able to really meet me where I was at.
Who or what supported you most when you were beginning?
Throughout my time at MSP, probably Dr. Cowan, because I've been on his research team the longest. I've been with his research team for coming up on 2.5 years, and we've done multiple kind of studies throughout that. But he's someone that really took the initiative of reaching out, getting me involved, and helping me throughout that process. It's one of those kind of relationships that even evolved to he's my current dissertation chair, and part of that kind of comfortability and kind of mentorship approach was started from just joining a research team, and then it's kind of cascaded throughout that time.
So it sounds like your professional and academic relationship with Dr. Callan was a driving force in
Very
your
much so.
ability to do research here.
Very much so.
And a follow up to that question, what was that conversation like in the beginning stages of expressing interest or being approached about being involved in research?
It's a great question. It's been a few years that I've thought about that. The conversation was very open. I had interest in ADHD, neurodevelopmental, and then also like some kind of just broader neuropsychological interests. And it kind of aligned with the research that he had already done in the past and what he wanted to do in the future. So it seemed like a good fit, both from kind of where he's been and what he wanted to do, but then also with my interest. And so just approaching it from that, it was very, very easy to have conversations with him. And then when I heard he was starting up this other research team, like it was a very smooth transition.
Thank you for that perspective. And for the final question, what advice would you give to students who want to start doing research?
Be open to learning and growing, because there's a lot in the realm of research that I don't know or I didn't know to start. But if you can surround yourself with faculty or other students that have other experiences in research, you can really learn a lot from them. So yeah, being open to kind of the process of gaining new knowledge and trying new things. Because I think especially at MSP there's a lot of faculty and students that do a diverse set of research, whether it's quantitative or qualitative, and people have different expertise in different areas. So being able to try something new and surrounding yourself with people that maybe have done that in the past has been really, really helpful for me.
Thank you, Zach, for sharing your experience and your perspective. It's always helpful to hear how someone's research journey begins, especially when many of us are still kind of figuring all of that out. And so hopefully your story encourages other students to really explore their own interests and take their first steps into research. So thank you.
Perfect. Well, thank you for having me, and